Welcome back to the program. I'm Yogita Lamai in Mumbai. The rise of the smartphone has changed the way some people travel around India's cities, especially with the emergence of taxi firms like Uber and local equivalents like Ola and Meru. And in the past year, car-sharing businesses, connecting people who are driving their own cars to potential passengers who want a ride, have slowly begun to take off too. They include BlaBlaCars, founded in France, but now in about 20 countries, specializing in carpooling for long-distance travel between cities. So Shilpa Kannan met the firm's India manager Raghav Gupta and began by asking him why this country is a good potential market.
So broad factors, large country, lots of people using social media, lots of people with smartphones, all of that. But specifically as far as travel is concerned, we enable people to travel long distances. So in our marketplace, there are car owners on one side and co-travelers on the other side. So for car owners, when they travel long distances, if they travel with empty seats in their car, that trip is extremely expensive because fuel is expensive in India. For a co-traveler, what we are trying to do is to provide an alternate to people given that public transport infrastructure is not sufficient.
You limit how much drivers can make while offering a ride, essentially to stop them from making a profit. Why is this?
So the idea is that essentially private car owners can offset their costs, but the idea is not to make this a livelihood for car owners. We are not an aggregator of taxis in any sense. These are private car owners.
Firms like Uber and Ola now give you an option to select a carpool. Does this worry you?
I think in a sense it's representative of the need of the market. It's also very different from what we do because we are a long distance ride sharing service. We are in 22 countries, we've been around for 10 years. So there's a lot of global and deep experience. And the single thing that we do is this. A lot of what the taxi aggregators are launching is still intra-city. And so it's in the carpooling space, but the use case is different. It's more home to office, while in our case it is one city to another.
Owning a car in India is still relatively rare. So are there enough potential drivers to make this business pick up?
If you look at anything from a per capita basis in India, it's a small number, right? So there are 35 million private cars in India. For all of these car owners, fuel is expensive, right? So I think that's a very large number for us to be able to reach out to and say that we will enable this set of people to travel with savings in cost. The car sector is also growing, so between 1.5 to 2 million cars get sold every year. So in 5 years, we're looking at 10 million cars getting added to India's auto sector. And that's a sizable number.
What about safety? We've had some high-profile incidents of sex attacks, for example, by an Uber driver in Delhi, which really set back its business. Do you face similar risks?
Safety is, I think, critical to what we do. We ask people to connect their Facebook account, LinkedIn account to BlaBlaCar. We ask them to verify their mobile, their email ID. We are soon launching a feature where we will start asking people to send us their government ID, and we will ping a government database and verify that that ID is authentic. So this is the hard verification bucket where you know who is this person. Second thing that we do is ask people to rate each other at the end of each trip, and people who rated me in the past, those ratings are visible to people who in the future will want to travel with me. So people can look at the 10, 15, 20 ratings on my profile and say, seems like a nice person, I'm happy to travel with them. And through a combination of these, we've seen about 1 million seats offered on BlaBlaCar in India. And I think what it basically tells us is that the trust and safety features that we need to provide are working in the market.
Now, it's thought that there are around 1,000 acid attacks every year in India, a vast majority against women. Often these victims are shunned by their own communities and sometimes even by their own families. But one charity has come up with a business idea to help survivors get their confidence back and get on with their lives. The BBC's Naomi Grimley has